Happy National Earth Day. From Whippoorwill Holler Homestead. Actually, Earth Day is probably one of my favorite days. Celebrate Earth. And its beauty. Good Lord gave us this earth. He created it for us. We should be good to it. Be good stewards of the land. He gives us all the natural things that we need to sustain ourselves. It's all right here. This beautiful earth. And if you look deep enough in the woods, you'll find some of the prettiest composted soil underneath all these leaves. Danny planted this weeping willow tree down here by the pond, I think this time last year, if I'm not mistaken. And it's really, really gotten tall. And it's already leaning and weeping. We neglected to trim the bottom little limbs off and we waited too late, so we'll have to do that next time. But it really has grown, and it's going to be a really good tree to have down here at the edge of the pond. Don't you just love the signs of new life coming from the earth? You'll think one moment, well, I guess nothing's going to come up. You come out there next day and everything's peeping its little head out of the ground. Potatoes are looking good. We planted our potatoes late, but it's not going to hurt them a bit. They got a long time to grow. And we've had some very cold, wet weather here. So I think Paul Brown's going to have him pretty good taters going on. They're still trying to pop up. This here is your mullein plant. These come up by themselves in our area every year. This is very good to make tincture out of. Danny, we had tincture made up when he got COVID, and he took several teaspoons a day, I believe, twice a day maybe, of the mullein tincture. And let me tell you something, it helped him. It absolutely eased his cough and kept him from getting worse. So if you have mullein plants, and this will get bigger and it gets taller before it's ready to even harvest. We've got a couple more coming up over there. So every year, especially in the road ditches here in Arkansas, you can find plenty on the mullein plant. You can dry this just like you would tobacco leaves. Dry them, crush them up, smoke them in your pipe, and it will calm your cough and your chest. Danny is living proof of that. So it's just one of them beautiful things that this earth has given us, that the good Lord created. There's a reason for everything. I'll show y'all something funny. You see all these? That is pumpkin plants that I'm going to find a place. And what this was, it was an old pumpkin that had gotten rotten, and I didn't think the seeds was any good. I just kind of threw them out here, out of the greenhouse. I want you to look at the plants. I want you to look at that. Is that not unreal? I may just leave some of them there, but I need to thin that out and maybe replant them somewhere else. I'm pretty sure they're... Oh, I can't say that. I'm not sure what pumpkins these are. I just can't even remember. I guess we'll see, huh? Got quite a bit going on in the greenhouse. I'm hoping by this weekend I can get some of this stuff planted outside. But some of this that loves the hot weather is going to stay in here. I'm still got my light hanging in here because we've had some pretty cold nights still. I've got a tomato plant back there that's loaded with blooms and just a growing. But I've got a bunch of cabbage and broccoli plants back there that need to get out, and I've got tomatoes that I'm going to repot, and a lot of them I'm just going to let grow right here in the greenhouse. Isn't that a pretty tomato plant? And it's just thriving out here in this greenhouse. I'm keeping it fed. It's in a pretty big pot. I'm keeping it fed with nothing but fish emulsion and Miracle Grow. And it's doing good. Have I told you I love my greenhouse? And it held up underneath that big old hail we had the other night too. Yoder built greenhouse. It's out of Mansfield, Arkansas. I want to show y'all this right here. This is cane. This cane grows here in Arkansas along the riverbank. And if y'all have watched some of our okay, you can hush. Our river videos going up and down the river, we show y'all all this cane that grows there. But Danny took some of it several years ago and planted it here by this rock here at the side of the house. And it grows this cane every year. I use it a lot to stake up tomatoes and just stuff like that, but it's pretty cool to have all that cane that you can just come out and harvest, make your fishing pole out of it, catch a catfish with it. Some of it will get pretty thick, and then some of it, this one's got a lot of growing to do. But that's what it looks like when it starts out, and then by fall and winter, and of course we need to cut these down and use them. That's what you got. That is what we call river cane. I don't know the appropriate word for it. This here is just my little front garden or side garden, whatever you want to call it, here at the side of the house. This was a memorial garden for my friend Adele, and I've got a lot of work to do in it. But I want you to look at all them purple irises. This is what you'll see in Arkansas growing in the ditches. I tell you, Arkansas has some of the prettiest wildflowers. And it's like during even the fall of the year, but mainly in the spring and summer. It's like every different wildflower has its time, and they just kind of take their time. And you'll look out in the road ditches and you'll see pinks, and then they'll die off, and then you'll come through there and you'll see reds, and they'll die off. Then you'll see purples. And there's still a lot here that's going to bloom. And I got a lot of weeds in there that I've got to pull up. I want to plant some rose bushes in there. But you can see how things are getting green. And they're starting to do their thing, but I don't know. I tell you, we've had so much wet, cold weather. I get out here and get this little garden cleaned up, get some different things planted. But this is my sweet friend Adele's flower garden, and she knew about it before she passed away. I told her I was going to do it. We both knew that her time was coming, bless her heart. And so she was able to see it before she left us. Here's my little welcome friend here. It's my little ant. He welcomes everybody that comes to the side door. Ain't he cute? My pretty baskets. These were gone by my friend Randy. I work with him at school. He does a good job on these. But I tell you, we've had some hard rain. Kind of beat them down a little bit, and some cold weather. They've really tolerated quite a bit and still looking good. My hostas getting huge already. They're just popping up everywhere. This little garden right here, this was my herb garden last year, and I'm fixing to put a bunch of roses out here. I'm taking all my herbs in the back kitchen garden. But this got a lot of work to do. Plus the fact I cannot keep the chickens out of it. I love this little bush right here, and I can't even tell you the name of it. But it'll bloom some of the prettiest little white flowers. If it'll focus. There we go. And my wash tub, it usually gets full of oregano. My little tea roses. And then I'm a little bit discouraged. My black tea plant back there, I'm going to have to bring up out of there and replant it somewhere because it's staying way too wet in that tub. I've got to do something different. My lemon balm is really growing. It's went through some really cold nights, but it's doing really good. I got a rose bush back there that's looking healthy. Right here is where I'm probably this weekend going to plant my elephant ears. It's my fountain. And if we go on this side, I've got another water trough that I'll be planting elephant ears and different things in there. Another rose bush. I've got some more lemon balm in here and some ivy, daylilies. These I just planted, but they're growing, looking good. I got them on both sides of the door. So what we've already got going on, since the weather has been so wild around here, this is the back kitchen garden that comes out of the outdoor kitchen. And of course, there's always work to do here. I'll just show you a little bit. Now, there's so much that will be filled in this bed going into the high tunnel. But you can see there's lavender. I've always got hyssop and bee balm in here for the bees. In fact, it has already spread over into this bed. And of course, I always have different flowers in here too, besides herbs and medicinal herbs, and I always plant stuff for the bees. And this right here, I can't get control of. I keep digging it up, but we got some leeks that are brand new, just baby leeks. Got some oregano. So that's all that's really going on right here in the beginning of the high tunnel. And I've got a mess in there to clean up. I've been in there working, and I ain't got everything cleaned up yet, but that's a coming. I'm planning on having a really big cleanup day this weekend. But my kitchen garden is where we eat from pretty much every day, especially in the summertime. But we also eat out of it in the wintertime because that's where I grow my greens, a lot of my greens. And I also grow a lot of my greens out in the greenhouse. I've got a bunch of radishes here. These are the French breakfast radishes that we love. I've got some spearmint. I've got dill. Use a lot of dill in my salad dressings and when I pickle things. Of course, y'all can see my kale. It's doing good. And look at that spinach back there. That spinach has got to be harvested. But that's the stuff that's been growing all winter back here. I'll get y'all closer where I can show you. This right here is the French breakfast radishes. Now, they're not ready to eat yet. Then we got some fresh mint, the dill, the kale, and I got some other kind of radishes back there. I've got some lemon thyme here on the edge. I've got lemon thyme growing everywhere in here. And there's that beautiful spinach. I'm telling you, if anything you can grow you some greens. That's for sure. I've got a really sad fig tree right there that, let me tell you something, this winter, it got its little bones bit big time. But I looked down inside and it's got some greenery coming up on it. So that was kind of exciting. Yeah, I've got to get that spinach harvested again. Look here, squirrels. They love to come in here and dig. And that's my Thai basil. That's regular, just sweet basil. This is Thai basil that you would use in like stir fries and stuff like that. That's just regular basil. But look how pretty these spinach leaves are. And pretty and big. My kale's doing good. And you know, when you keep this trimmed back, because you're eating it, it just comes back even. And of course, in cold weather, it didn't want to grow as fast, but now that it's warming up, it's really starting to take off again. But yeah, my fig tree got bit. That's here. But you can see some of the greenery trying to come back. Beautiful kale, and I can't stress enough how much you need to get kale into your diet. Got some marigolds planted there. And this is my garden sage. This stuff's been here, I think, going on 3 years, and it just keeps coming back and getting thicker. And I harvest it and I dry it and use it just like you would store-bought. Okay, sage, sorry. I'll show you. Pretty the leaves are, and it smells so good. I've got to do some hoeing back here. I think, I don't know. Rabbit's not able to get in here. I'm thinking a rat has come in here and got that one back there. These are cauliflower. And I've got some more that I'm going to replant in here. But I've got to hoe all that up. Some of that is, it's quite a bit of purslane in there too. But, and I've got some kale back there that's trying to bolt already, I think. But that kale back there's been there for a couple of years. But yeah, I need to do something right there. This right here is my apple tree inside the high tunnel. It's doing really good. It's healthy. I keep it fertilized. If I see anything taking over the leaves or anything, I get the neem oil out and I go to spraying. This is a double whammy apple tree here. That's why it can pollinate itself. It's a combination two-way apple tree. It's a Spartan apple and a Braeburn. So it's going to grow two different kinds. Over there in the corner, I planted some little onions that are, Danny put some triple 13 that he spread out in there, and they're starting to grow. I've got this rose right here that wants to take over the high tunnel, so I'm just letting it do its thing. Got rosemary. I got some more spinach. Down in there. All the way around. Got spinach and of course my kale. Here I've got some leeks. They're doing good out here. When I plant stuff, I don't want everything to come at once. I like to plant a little bit, then plant a little bit later, then a little bit later. That way I've got them at different times. Because when we eat leeks, I like to just come out and pull a leek and use it in my soups or whatever I need it for. So, here we got some more spinach. And I've got some romaine lettuce. And I've got some more basil. I've got some more leeks planted in there. Right there is some, I think, some more spinach down underneath that. This is red leaf romaine, and is it not beautiful? Some really pretty romaine. Here we got my broccoli. Now this is broccoli that I planted out here several months ago. And it was just little bitty. And it's starting to take off and grow now because it's getting a little bit of warm weather every once in a while. But this is just a little bit of broccoli. I've got more broccoli plants. But I just wanted to plant some inside here. There's some more basil. And if you look down through there, there's some Swiss chard growing. There is my celery. I don't eat a lot of celery, but when I need it for like chicken salad or something like that, I can come out here and get me a couple stalks. It's wonderful. More kale. I've got a little bit of a parsley plant. I've got some more Swiss chard, little bitty plants coming up right there, down through there. I've got some more lemon thyme. And more basil. Some of that basil's not looking too healthy. But y'all been wanting to see some of the things that I've got going. And this is just the high tunnel. Y'all seen the greenhouse. I've just got things a little bit started in there, but we got a lot of growing to do. A lot of growing. So this is a very affordable high tunnel that Danny built, and we've got an old video where he discusses the building of it. And it's nothing but 16-foot hog panels and lumber. So this is doable. And then in the wintertime, I don't even close the ends up. I just use row crop covers, and they seem to do the trick. And when you can come out here in the wintertime and eat kale and spinach and lettuces and radishes and all the herbs and onions, I mean, how can you beat that with a stick? And here I've got cabbages and I've got broccoli out here. And I've still got room there in the corner for some more, to plant some more cabbages or broccoli, either one, when I get them out of the greenhouse. These beds right here are going to be green beans. Contender, green beans. And then that bed out there will have green beans, and it's going to have a few cucumbers. This here is a very young muscadine vine. Trying to make it. It's a growing though. This right here is where we raise baby chicks, baby ducks. That's kind of like the nursery there in the back of the garden, because the garden's fenced in, and then this is made to where nothing can get in there to them, and they can go up to the top. So this is kind of like our little nursery for babies. And you see back here, I've got more of these beautiful irises. And then this is my fig tree back here that I planted in my compost pile. That's what this is in here. And it got bit too. I hate to say it, it really just saddened me, but it did. But it's coming back. So that's a good thing. In the middle of this bed that I'm fixing to fill up with cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli, I've got some little sweet peas that are going to grow up this tower here. I love to come out here in the summertime or late spring and just pull me off a couple of them sweet peas and just eat them. You know, it keeps me going out here in the garden, just stuff like that. And this is my grandkids' little strawberry bed. Just something for them to take care of. And I was looking way up here at the Bluebird Box. This was built for us and given to us as a gift from one of our sweet subscriber friends. And it's down here at the end of the high tunnel. And this is where the bluebirds like to raise. We put it up pretty high, so hopefully we'll start seeing some pretty soon. And I always make sure that I have plenty of plants and herbs and flowers and things that our bees love. We just don't hardly have very many bees left, guys. And just do what you can to help them. Put out all them plants that bees and butterflies dearly love, because it will help them so much. And one of the favorites here on my place for bees, that the bees just absolutely take them over, is bee balm and hyssop. Hyssop being one of the main ones. So we're back in the house now, and that was just a little tour of what's kind of going on outside right now in Miss Lori's garden. Um, Still not a whole lot, but still plenty, that's for sure. If y'all could see back here in the background, that's the back of my wood cook stove. And this is how we heat our cabin. And you don't think we don't stay toasty warm in this cabin. We got heat going all the way around this whole area. And so that keeps us from having a high expensive fuel bill. We'll never go, we'll always be warm. We'll never go cold because when we bought this land, it is full of timber for keeping our fire stoked. So we're good for as long as we live, that's for sure. We can cook and we can keep warm. I want to show y'all, I've got several Tasha Tudor books, and this is Tasha Tudor's Garden. And I got this on Amazon, but it was a used book. But I didn't care because it's in really good condition. And y'all probably heard me say this before, that I want to be Tasha Tudor. This woman's amazing. And if y'all have never read her books or researched her life, you need to. To me, it's just, now, she didn't have it easy through her married life and raising kids. But I'm telling you, she made up for it because she just was always a simple, hardworking lady that loved the earth and loved her gardens, and she could grow some of the prettiest flowers. She's just something else, that's for sure. Like I said, I've got several of her books, and I know you can go online on probably different, some different online book companies and find you a used one. Like I said, this one is used for sure. But not only did she love the earth and her gardens, she wrote storybooks, and she was a wonderful artist. And the thing of it was, she didn't have to dress the way she did, but she wanted to. She wanted to dress in the old ways, and just be simple and pure. And so I respect her in that, that she was who she was. But if you have a chance, even go to the library, and maybe the library will have some Tasha Tudor books that you can just sit down and just look at them and read them, because it'll just kind of take you back and take you into a whole different part of the world, and kind of like you're there with her in her gardens. And that's why when I like all natural gardens that just are not so predictable, that they just look like, all nature and natural. And that's just Tasha Tudor. And she done portraits. She was just a wonderful artist in all ways. And I think I'm sorry, messing with my mic there. I think to be this certain kind of artist, you got to have that kind of soul. You got to have that kind of heart that just loves beauty in so many things. And she's seen it, when I walk outside, I just see beauty in so many things. I think we all take for granted how beautiful this earth is. You gotta slow yourself down. You gotta get out there and take a walk, take a hike. I'm telling you, Arkansas is one of the prettiest all-natural states. A lot of people come here to see its beauty. We have so many rivers and so many lakes and so many hills and mountains and so many wonderful people. And It's just, if you want to see the earth and the beauty in it, Arkansas is a good place to start at. There's a lot of places, as long as I've lived here, that I've never been. But I guarantee you, when I retire, I'm going to be going seeing some of them places. But I wanted to get on here and I want to tell y'all Happy Earth Day. Get out there and get your hands in that earth and that soil. Y'all probably like us, you've had a lot of rain, and some of y'all are in a drought. And I wish I could send some of this moisture to you. I really, really do. So I shouldn't even be sitting here complaining about it. And I pray that y'all get some rain real soon. But, you know, the weather's been really cold. The soil's not warm enough to really get things really growing good. But I can see it. I can see it. Even, you know, that the night before last, it was almost down to freezing. I can see it. So, always have faith. You know it's going to happen. Are we always promised a good harvest every year? No, we're not. But the good Lord's going to give us, you know, what He knows we need when we need it. And we have to be, like I said, really good stewards of this land. I love the earth. I love being outside. I'd rather be there than inside. That's for sure. So, guys, get out there and plant you a rose bush, plant you a tree. Go ahead and start some of your garden. It just makes you feel good. So, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to go plant something. So, y'all have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful Earth Day, and I'm hoping that I'm going to see you this weekend. I'm hoping I got something going on, and I'm hoping I can upload another video and get it to you. There's been some circumstances that I don't understand of why some people are having a hard time my video loading on their phones. No trouble on the TV or computer, but your iPhones, for some reason, it's not uploading, and that's just happened here recently. So give it time, and maybe it'll work its way out. I have dipped into a little bit of some new camera and a computer and stuff. I don't have it yet, and then I've got to sit down probably about 3 minutes and figure out how to use it all. So y'all be praying for me on that one. But God bless everybody, and y'all have a wonderful rest of this Friday. And like I said, I hope to be seeing y'all this weekend. We love y'all. Hey, Gus. That ain't Gus, that's Woodrow. Hey, Woodrow. Yeah, you think you're something, don't you? Yeah, you do. Y'all are in a muddy mess. We've had so much rain. Cold weather. Y'all are fine ladies, though. Y'all keep our tummies fed with them good old eggs. Need to clean the water out. Y'all got it muddy today. Woodrow? Yeah, you think you're something, don't you? Yeah, you do.